Today we are going to study the second part from chapter 3, pressure. What is pressure? How will you apply pressure? And what are the factors affecting pressure? From that, first we have to know the formula. Formula for pressure is force divided by area. If you are squeezing a toothpaste or if you are squeezing a sponge, we are applying a force on a particular area sponge. So force, how much force we are applying divided by on what surface area we are applying is called the pressure. Now, instead of force, we can say thrust. If we are applying a force in the downward direction, then we can say it is thrust. We can apply force in any direction. We can apply force in the upward direction while lifting a box upward. We can apply force in a left side. When you are opening or closing the door, we are applying force. So all these things we can say only as force. But while sitting, when we sit or when we stand, our weight is our force. That force is always acting in the downward direction. So that kind of force, when exerting in the downward direction, then we will use another term called thrust. Actually, this force and thrust means the same concept, but force we can apply in all direction. But when we spoke about the thrust, we have to keep in mind it is only acting in the downward direction. So we can say that pressure is force by area. At the same time, we can say pressure is thrust by area. Both formula is correct. Now, SI unit of pressure. As we already told, pressure is force by area. SI unit of force is Newton and that of area is meter square. So, we will get Newton per meter square or capital letter N by m square, or we can say that it is Pascal. So, if it is force by area or thrust by area, thrust also SI unit is Newton. So, we can say pressure is Newton per meter square, or it is named after the scientist. So, name of the scientist Blaise Pascal. So, you can say SI unit of pressure is Pascal. Now, we have two more relations in this chapter for doing the numericals. 1 kilogram force, kgf, kilogram force. That is, it is a gravitational unit of force. All other forces we used to say while shutting the door, kicking a cricket ball, all these things, kicking a football, all these things we will say force. But as I told, if we are considering the gravitational unit, we will say 1 kgf. And this 1 kgf is not the SI unit. So we have to say relate it to this SI unit. So we can say 1 kgf is equal to 10 Newton. Another unit, another relation in this chapter, as we are studying pressure, while applying force, we are applying a pressure. At the same time, our atmosphere is also applying pressure on us. So, one atmospheric pressure, the layers of air in the atmosphere is also applying pressure on our body. So, the one atmospheric pressure is equal to 1.013 into 10 to the power of 5. That much Pascal. Okay, so that is the relation between 1 kgf and 1 Newton. Second one, atmospheric pressure and Pascal. Next, we are going to deal with what are the factors affecting the pressure. As we already studied the formula, pressure is equal to force by area. So, force and area are the factors which affect the pressure. Force, pressure is equal to force divided by area. Force is in the numerator. So, we can say that force is directly proportional to pressure. That is, LHS is equal to RHS. Directly proportional means when we consider a formula, we have the left hand side and the right hand side. If the left hand side increases, right hand side also increases. In that case, we use the term directly proportional. If the left hand side increases, right hand side decreases, that is just opposite take place, then we used to say inversely proportional. So from the formula, pressure is equal to force by area. Force is in the numerator. So we can say that when force increases, pressure will also increases. That means force is directly proportional to pressure. Now we have the area divided by area. That means area is in the denominator. So they are inversely proportional. Pressure and area are inversely proportional. That means when area increases, pressure decreases. Okay, so now we are going to study in detail about few applications of this area increases, pressure decreases. As we already started with the two factors, first we told force is directly proportional to pressure. Here you can see two boys. The first one is too fat and the second one is lean or thin. So you know who will exert more pressure here? Obviously it will be the fat boy. So if the force increases, as I already told, force is directly proportional to pressure. So the first boy will exert more pressure as compared to the second boy, because the first boy has more force. Here force means weight exerted by the boy. So the force exerted by the boy is more. First boy is small. So pressure exerted by the first boy will be more. So this is the first factor. Demonstration of first factor. Force increases, pressure also increases. Second one you can see a boy and a girl. First picture they are standing and the second one they are laying down. Here we are going to discuss about the area in contact. While they are standing, you can see their small shoes are in contact with the ground. So less area is in contact. When area decreases, what will happen to pressure? Pressure will increase. Okay, pressure will increase. That means area is inversely proportional to the pressure. But in the second case, while they are laying down, the total area is more. So when the area increases, pressure will decrease. So you can experience this when you are standing on a sponge. If you are standing on a bed, if your bed is very spongy, when you stand, you can feel that the bed will get compressed. It will immerse down. It will sink down. But at the same time, when you lay down, when you're stretching your hands and feet, you can see the bed, the compression of the bed will be less as compared to while you are standing. So this proves that when area increases, pressure decreases. Here you can see again next example. It is a cuboid with its length 60 centimeter, breadth 40 centimeter and height 50 centimeter. Now the box is kept in a horizontal way so that its length and breadth are in contact with the ground. So what will be the area? Area of the box in contact with the ground? We can say 60 centimeter into 40 centimeter. So area will be 60 into 40. That is 2400 centimeter square. So for finding the pressure exerted by this box, what should we do? Pressure is equal to force by area. You just imagine the force is around 100 Newton. Then how will you calculate the pressure? Force by area 100 by 2400. Here it is centimeter, so you have to convert to meter. So that I will explain in your numericals. Question number 13, your last question. If the same box is kept in a vertical way, in the vertical way, you can see that now the side 40 into 50 centimeter is in contact with the ground. So how will you calculate the area? 40 into 50. 5 into 4, 20. 2000 centimeter cube. Other one area was 2400. Now it is only 2000 centimeter square. Sorry, it is centimeter square area. So which box will exert more pressure? First box, it is kept horizontal. Area is 2400. Second box is kept vertical. Area in contact is only 2000. So from that it is clear. More area, less pressure. So more area is in the first case when the box is kept horizontal. That means 2400. More area. So the pressure exerted by the horizontal box will be less as compared to this vertical position. Next, we are going to study some examples of pressure in our daily life. First one is decrease in area, increases the pressure. Here you can see the picture of a nail. Here you can see the top portion is a flattened end and the bottom is sharp. So the sharp end means the less area. So if you try to hammer it on the flattened end by keeping the sharp end on the wooden plank, you can see the nail will easily pierce to the wooden block because less area, sharp end gives less area, more pressure. So we need to apply very less force. Here you can see the top portion is flattened. That means more area. So you all know how we used to place the pin by placing a sharp end on the object to be pierced. So lesser area, more will be the pressure. So we need to apply only less force. Next examples are, you can see so many cutting tools like blade, knife, axe have very sharp edges. The sharp edges have very small area of contact. So the pressure applied by the force is more. So here also the same concept. Less area, more pressure. Less area means sharp. Sharp means less area. Next application is by increasing the area, decreasing the pressure. Heavy trucks have 6 to 8 tires instead of the conventional 4 tires. More number of tires are used to increase the area of contact and thereby reduces the pressure on the ground. So as we increase the number of tires, again if we are increasing, the total area exerted by the load on the ground will reduce because area increases, pressure decreases. Next example is a pointed heels of footwear exerts more pressure on the ground than the regular flat heels. That is why if a lady with a pointed heel sandals find it difficult to walk on a muddy road than on a tar road. That is, since it is pointed, it is having less area. When the area is less, pressure will be more. So if she tries to walk on a muddy road, what will happen? This pointed heel will get sink to the mud. So it is very difficult. But in case of a normal shoes, that is our normal sandals, they have broad heels or a normal shoes. The pressure exerted by the shoes will be less because of its area. More the area, less will be the pressure. So these two are examples. First example, pointed heel, less area, more pressure. So it is very difficult to walk. Second one, more area, less pressure. So we feel comfortable by wearing this kind of shoes with more surface area which is in contact with the ground. Next example is a camel can move more conveniently on sand as compared to a horse. The reason is that the camel has broader feet than horse. The broader feet of the camel provides lesser pressure. Here again, area is more, pressure will be less. So the broader feet, broader here means more area. Broader feet of the camel provide lesser pressure on the sand and it becomes easier for the camel to walk. In the case of a horse, the area of the feet is less, due to which the pressure is more, and hence the feet show a tendency to sink inside the sand and make it difficult to walk. Another example is skiing. Skiers use long flat skis to slide over the snow. Here you can see the ski is a long rectangular block. So that total area will be more as compared to his shoes. So the larger the area of contact, lesser is the pressure on the snow. This helps the skier to slide comfortably without sinking in the snow. Next application, the army tanks are usually very heavy and they exert large pressure on the ground if they move on the wheels, on the normal wheels. Hence, they are made to move over a broad steel tracks called caterpillar wheels of tanks. These tanks are used to increase the surface area so as to reduce the pressure on the ground. Hence, avoid sinking of their wheels in the ground. Next example, the foundation of the building. While construction of the buildings, you can see so many pillars are being built before the construction of the walls and all. That is our foundation, and they are kept wide. The foundation of buildings are kept wide so that the weight of the building may act on larger area. As a result, it will exert less pressure on the ground. This avoids sinking of the building into the earth. Next, you can see a person wearing turbans on his head. They are porters. Generally, we can see those people in the railway stations to carry our luggages. So, these porters wear turbans on their heads when they have to carry heavy loads. This helps them in increasing the area of contact so as to reduce the pressure of the load on their heads. Next example is railway tracks. The wide wooden sleepers are placed below the railway tracks so that the pressure exerted by the rails on the ground becomes less. That is here for the train. If the train want to move, it requires only that two rails is enough. Actually, no need of that wooden planks behind the rail. But we are keeping these wooden planks so as to increase the overall area. Average area increases, so the pressure will decrease. And the next one is our school bags. We all are familiar with our school bags. Normally, our school bags and our shopping bags have broader straps and the belts so that area of contact increases, pressure on the hand or on our shoulders will reduce. So instead of this, if a person is carrying a bag with a very thin strap, you can see the strap has less area. So what will be the pressure exerted on our shoulders? It will be much more. So I think you all understood all the applications. The general concept you have to keep in mind is when area increases, pressure will decrease. Thank you all.